Really excited about our next guest. Dany Garcia is a mastermind when it comes to finances. She's also a heavy hitter in the business world and Hollywood. Dany has become what we know now as the co-owner, the very first woman to own what, Jemele? A major American sports league. We got all those titles in there. And she happened to purchase it with a guy by the name of The Rock, or DJ.
I'm mildly familiar.
Dwayne Johnson, whatever you'd like to call him. It's going to be interesting because the XFL, as you so eloquently have described in the past, Jay, has had its ups and downs.
Yeah, it has. It's now on its third sort of restart, originally bought by Vince McMahon in 2001. This was billed as an alternative to the NFL, more violent, edgy, giving fans a closer connection with the players. But it has undergone some challenges. And earlier this year, the XFL filed for bankruptcy, and in swoops our next guest, Dany Garcia. DJ, thank you so much for joining Cari and I on Stick to Sports.
Hey, guys.
Pleasure.
We're so happy to be here.
So I have to ask, the last time we saw one another, we both could go outside. We were filming Titan Games, which was amazing. There were no sports. We saved the world with sports by bringing them Titan Games. And I just have to say, how are you?
You know what? I am grateful. And I am doing great. We've been able to adapt, and we've been working from home. And, you know, it's been challenging, much more responsibility. But we've been so fortunate. We have great team members. You know, I think we had a few COVID crises, obviously.
Yes, my entire family did get racked with the coronavirus, which was very stressful because what you're doing is you're trying to make sure, because it's so incredibly transmissible, as we now know. So, you know, then the housekeeper gets it, then the nanny gets it, then they take it home and give it to their family. So it really expanded. So happy to say that everybody's much better now. And it's very cool that I see a big XFL football behind Dany. XFL helmets. That's awesome.
And that is
good
where
placement.
we are going next, DJ. Like, we have to talk about it. So you decide to purchase the XFL. Talk to me about the intent behind purchasing the XFL and what you want to see it be.
So the story goes, I get a text from Dany, and she said, let's get on the phone. And generally, I don't get those texts. I get, hey, when you're free. This was very declarative. Let's get on the phone. We get on the phone, and she says, I have a big idea. It's kind of crazy. I said, I love big ideas and crazy too as well. She said, let's go buy the XFL. I said, I am in.
I think if it wasn't Dwayne and myself, maybe it would be, what are you doing in this space? Why did you guys go here? But if you look at everything we've done in the past, and the fact that I'm a professional athlete, Dwayne is a professional Dwayne Johnson athlete, one of a kind, sports, what it means to us, the audience, athletes, fans, it becomes very clear. So we just went for it.
So you mentioned, how Dany was able to get you on board with this idea. For you, DJ, what was it about this league that made this a good investment, despite the fact that it had not thus far been as financially successful?
Sure. No doubt it's an uphill battle. No doubt the odds are stacked against us, and that's okay. And we embrace that. Dany and our team of ownership and football operations, we really kick the tires in terms of the analysis, the financial analytics, economics across the board. That's that part about it. That's the business side. The other side, Jemele and Cari, is the soul side. And what I mean by that, if the XFL were around when I was coming out of the U at that time, and I didn't get drafted, but I worked for 10 years, and that was my goal, to play in the NFL and to get drafted. So when that didn't happen for me, and now I had to close that chapter, that football chapter in my life. Now, years later, the moment she said it, it was like, bang. It's like a shift and click. I feel this in my soul.
All right, DJ and Dany, you guys stick around, because when we come back, we're going to get real about the XFL's protesting policy.
So excited that Dany and DJ decided to stick around with us here on Stick to Sports. So guys, we got a couple of questions about the XFL. Can we talk about, will you not allow, but what will be the policy on protesting, on them having their own individual freedoms outside of being on the football field?
So one of the things that the XFL gets to do, because it's representative of who we are, is be a league of culture, right? And that's right from the beginning, a decision that we know has to carry through. It's not a league where it's about the owners and athletes, you just hire them. But you know what? When they take their uniform off, they're not us. The XFL is all of us. So for us, patriotism is not indifference. Patriotism is fighting, representing, and celebrating and calling out what's wrong with the country you love. And so what we look for is if a player wants to kneel, if a player wants to stand, let them do it in unity, but they get to be diversified in expression. And that's really important to us.
Absolutely. We have the privilege of enjoying the freedoms that we have as Americans. And as Dany was saying, if our players decide to stand or kneel, they do it in unity. Us as owners, it's our job to identify what their pain is and to take care of them. And then as owners, it's our job then to create a pathway to take care of that and take care of them. Because, you know, I've always maintained, and I mean this truly from the bottom of my heart, deep in my bones, you'd be surprised what happens when you go to people who are in pain and you say, I got you, stand up with me, and let's take care of this issue.
We cannot go without saying Dany is the very first
female
yes, owner
exactly.
of a major American sports league. And that's big. That's huge. That's a big deal. Little girls are looking at you like, I can do it. And I just had to take a moment to say that you're a badass. And I know that you know this, but I wanted you to know that is truly inspiring. And DJ, yes, you're cool too.
Yeah, you're all right. But like that.
Dany,
No, listen. The truth is, I like to say that, you know, Dany finds the team of engineers. She leads them in building the spaceship, and all I do is fly that thing around space. That's it. It's Dany's world.
First of all, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the love. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Cari. Thank you, Jemele. It is, I mean, truly, thank you. The most exciting part, there's so much that's exciting about it, but I do have to say, I think the real takeaway in this lesson is I didn't set out to be the first woman who owns a major sports league, but I did set out to follow something I was very passionate about and be a leader in the execution of that passion and that dream.
You the shit, girl. You the shit. We're not allowed to curse.
No, maybe you because of your mom.
Okay.
Like, I'm allowed to curse, and I back it up.
She is the shit.
She is. That's right. She is the shit. Okay. All right. So we're going to get to some fun stuff. We have a game that we like to play with our guests, and we know it'll be especially fun with you two, called Do's and Don'ts. For example, don't be harassing a grown-ass man about who he chooses to endorse as a political candidate, right? Right? Don't do that, all right? So you tell us, we're going to throw out a situation, and you tell us whether or not it's a do or a don't. So first up, since you guys are in shape, you're fit, do or don't grunt while lifting weights. Dany, I'll start with you.
You know what? When the weight is heavy, you are going to grunt. Now, if you're lifting 5-pound weights, 15s, I don't want to hear anything. But, you know, when I reach for the 50-pound dumbbells, the 75-pound dumbbells, you're going to hear a little something.
Okay. Well, I feel triggered because I grunt on 5, but that's all right. That's my testimony.
I didn't mean to be judgy. And I forget it. Grunt
Hey,
me too.
no, you know what? I grunt on 5 too, so it's all good. Grunt on 5 would be our next rap song. That sounds good.
Grunt on 5. Okay.
I love it. Okay, here's another gym do or don't for you both. Do or don't sing out loud while wearing headphones.
I will not sing out loud while wearing headphones, but I will dance to the song.
Oh, okay. All right, DJ, you?
If you're in a public gym and you are singing, you know, as long as you're not bothering the other members, it's totally fine.
Okay, my last do or don't is just basically a rap. do be a badass like my boo Dany, and go on and grow up, little girls, and own whatever you want, okay? You see it can happen. It's real life. And then just be a badass on top of it. Fine and all of that. You know what I mean?
I was gonna
fine
say,
and all of that. Do be fine.
Do be fine.
And own your own shit.
And own your own shit.
Okay.
And also do have a cheat day. Is that
Yeah.
is that good, guys? Like, do we get a cheat day, or
You have a cheat day.
Yes.
Always have a cheat day.
DJ, thank you so much for taking the time out and hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Dany, you are a queen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right. Thank
Be
you
well.
guys, and congrats.
Congrats on the show. You guys are doing great. Very proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We appreciate it.
All right, we're not done here just yet. Stick around. We have more of Stick to Sports.